Yeah, it's not easy, to see your brother go down like that after just, dealing with a season injury last year. So, got to just be there for him. And, yeah, it's not easy, man. I think everybody kind of seen how hard I took it, but I think that was good, for, I don't know. It's not a lot to say. But this isn't the end for him. This is just another bump in the road. And, there's been plenty of players who have had season injuries back-to-back. Like I was talking to my agent this morning, and he was talking about how Derwin James went through the same thing, and J.C. Horn as well. They're playing good ball now. So that's hope, and there's always light at the end of the tunnel. And I think, just for people to give Tank a little space right now and just pray for him from afar, let him go through this, because the worst thing that you want to hear is that everything's going to be okay and all these type of things. He doesn't want to hear that. So it's good to say it, and I think he needs to hear the truth, but let him spend his time with his family and try to just give him a little bit of room just to breathe and take in what's really going on and mentally just get sane. So it's not easy, but I'm gonna be here for him, and that's my brother. Through thick and thin, through life, I'm gonna be here for him. So yeah.
Have you gotten to talk to him and kind of tell him that you're here for whatever he needs?
He knows that, yeah. But I'll talk to him, yeah.
Anything else, guys?
I mean, put that aside. There's a game Wednesday. We're talking about the Ravens don't care what's going on in this building. How do you guys just move on and continue the season? Because you also have the playoffs ahead of you, too.
Yeah, it's life. I got to keep chopping wood, carrying water, and the position we're in, it's not a lot of times where you can, soak in your feelings for very long. You got to just keep rolling. I think that's a testament to, just life in general. Everybody has stuff on their plate. Everybody's going through something, and it's just because we're in this position doesn't mean, you get to feel sorry for yourself or anything like that. No, you got to keep rolling. And, I think us playing, will help. Winning helps. And, of course, it doesn't fill the whole void of the hurt, but it also, it can make you feel better in the moment. But, I think the main thing for us is just, to put our best foot forward and, try to, take these next weeks as serious as we can and focus on one thing at a time. And I think that's the best recipe for, what the rest of the season could be.
Last time you all faced the Baltimore Ravens, you were in a similar situation. You only had Nico as the starting wide receiver, and this year you're going in, no Tank, no Stephon Diggs. How much have you seen from Xavier Hutchinson and John Mechie, if he's able to play, them being able to step up and fill the void and fill that role, more than they did in the last game you all played against the Ravens?
Yeah, I think y'all seen it. Y'all seen it time and time again of Mets showing up, Hutch showing up, Jay Wayne, going in there blocking and doing his thing. And, I think those guys, have another opportunity to show who they are. And, I know that they can do it. I see them in practice do it every week. So I'm excited for them, and it's a good opportunity for them to step up.
How are you just handling, obviously you and Tank are extremely close. How are you just handling that entire situation?
Yeah, best of my life, try to just be where my feet are at, since I'm here in the facility, I got to be here, and I want to be here, and, game plan for the Ravens and do what we need to do to, put our best foot forward and win this game. And also, when I get out of here, be where my feet are is there, so that's just life. Everybody, like I said before, is going through something. But, yeah, I'm doing just fine. I'm the last person people should be worried about. It's my brother, that I'm more so, that's on my mind. So that, I just feel this way for him because I know how many people are depending on him and, and what he's done to put himself in his position to, come back from injury and, the things he's gone through. So, it's not easy, but, this is a time where we got to come together as community. And, at the end of the day, it's not just about football. It's not just about, the Texans. It's not just about winning a game. It's about a person, who's going through a lot. And, we got to be there for him and hold him up. So, and he's strong enough to, hold himself up in certain ways. But there's other things just like, I hope y'all have people to lean on when you're going through it. And that's something that I have in my life. So, this is a time for that. And, just being where my feet is, I think is the best thing for me right now.
When it comes to the Ravens,
it's not often that you see such a display of emotion on a football field that you show. Do you think it's important for people to see that and kind of feel that, to kind of be reminded, y'all are people too, this is a game, but y'all are real people, and just kind of, this matters, and, you know, like, I guess y'all are really close, and this is something that really affects you. It's not just a game. Do you think that's important?
Yeah, I do. My barber actually mentioned it to me and was like, he thought it was, you know, because I wouldn't say I was like second guessing it, but it was just not easy for me to sit there and be emotional, you know. But it's something that like we all go through in life, and it's easy to be a fake tough guy. It's easy to go through life acting like everything doesn't affect you, but deep down we all know we're going through something. And for me, I think it's good for like young men and women out there, kids who are brought up and taught, and I was taught this too as a kid, not from my parents, but just from the world, of like, don't let anybody see you emotional, don't let anybody see you down. And yeah, there's some truth to that in certain aspects, but there's also life. And I think it was good to see people see me in that light, and knowing that like there is still, you know, a human factor to me, and I am a normal person. I make plenty of mistakes. I made plenty of mistakes in my life that you know, it just is what it is. And to see something that he had really no control over, you know, and it's not easy. So that's where that comes from. And I think it's just, you know, what God is doing in my life. You know, He's softening my heart in so many ways, because I wouldn't have done that probably last year. But, you know, just the new creation that I am in Christ. You know, I'm constantly growing and just knowing who He is, and, you know, and reading His Word. And me and Tank do a Bible study every week, at least twice a week. And, you know, I hope that we can continue to keep going with that. But, you know, there's so much hope that we have and had, and that stuff doesn't go anywhere just because tragedy strikes. So I believe, you know, that we'll get past this. You know, there is light at the end of the tunnel, but it might be some you know, it might be a long way to get there. But I think that was good for people to see, that we're just normal people at the end of the day.
And just as a quick follow-up to that, it seemed like Joe Mixon was really there for you in that moment, talking to you, kind of trying to help you kind of, you know, get back on track, because you had to finish the game. You've talked about how important he's been to you as a veteran. Is that just another example of how important he is to you in this team?
Yeah, for sure. You know, same thing for Joe. Like, if you know, if he was going through something similar, I'd be right there to pick him up. So he's right there for me, you know. And I think really for me, it hit me so hard because I'm so close to Tank that I spent a lot of my time with him, and it's literally like I consider him my like actual brother, you know. So maybe it didn't resonate for people that way, but you know, I think Mitch, same thing. You know, he wasn't at the game. I think hit him the same way, you know. So when you're really close to somebody and see somebody go down like that, and you spend so much time with them, you see how hard they work, you see, you know, the light that they are in this world, and to see that, like, you know, be taken away just for a little bit, it's not easy to see, you know. So for Joe to be unselfish right there, and, you know, because I know he was going through it too, to uplift his teammates is amazing, and I'm just really happy that I have him on this team.
We're going to take three more. Aaron, Jonathan, and Sarge.
CJ, you're a close-knit locker room, and you'll lean on each other. You look at the other receivers that will step up. What do you expect from those guys as they try to fill the void some of the other gentlemen they'll fill in?
Just being themselves, you know. They have the talents that God put in them for a reason, and this is another opportunity for them to go and show and prove it. So I think they'll do that, and I'm excited to see.
Jared was obviously really distraught after the game. I was wondering if you had a chance to talk to him, or what can you say to somebody like him who probably feels horrible?
Yeah. So with Jay Wayne, I mean, like, that guilt and that shame is something I deal with a lot too. And I think for him, the best thing that he can do is just be around us. And I've been able to pray over him. You know, we went to church yesterday morning, and, you know, I think, you know, for him, I try to tell him is not to internalize it. Like, it's football. God didn't cause this. Like, you know, it's some things in life, you know, it's just what the nature of what you're in, which is football. You know, things like that happen. And just because, you know, something tragic like that happens, doesn't mean you should point the finger at yourself or anyone else. You know, it's part of the game. So, I feel for him. You know, I understand what he's going through, and, I think it's good for him to be around just brothers right now. And, we've been able to, actually build our relationship even before this happened through the Lord. I think that's how we got to continue to go. So I think, just what he's feeling right now isn't easy. And, it's not something that I wish on my worst enemy. Excuse me, my worst enemy. But, it's something that I believe that had to happen, I guess. And it's not easy to sit up here and say that because I wish it didn't. But we got to be here for him just as much as we're here for Tank because you can just see it on him, and I think, it's important for us to be around him.
Last one, sorry.
We know that losing Tank was very important, but you also lost two other starters during that game in right guard, Shaq Mason and Jimmy Ward.
Yeah.
With such a short weekend preparing for such a good team like the Baltimore Ravens, how do you all, rally around that and get back into what you all need to do, replacing three starters now in such a short time?
Yeah, you got a next man up mentality. Got to, if your number's called, you got to make the play. So we're all prepared for these moments. We do. D'Amico does a great job on, competition periods and, and practice during the season for practice squad guys to get an opportunity to play against the starters. And I think that's good for them. And it's an opportunity for them to, step up and rise to the occasion. So, I think, that this is something that, it happens on everybody's team. Like, injuries happen to everybody. So, and it's not easy to say that it's the worst part of our sport, but it's a part of it, and you got to be prepared for it. I think Nick has done a good job of that, and, D'Amico done a good job of preparing us that way to, to have that next man mentality up and, to be able to execute at a high level when your number's called.